Once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's class. So today we are going to learn about standby CommServe and how to build it. So before we go ahead and start doing the activity, let me give you a very high level idea about what exactly is a standby CommServe and how do we actually go about doing the installation and what is the need for it in the very first place. Okay, so one second, putting up a picture which will help us identify this. Okay, yeah, got it. Sharing my screen. Are you all able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So don't worry about the rest of the language. So we are focusing on this particular diagram. We all know that ComServe is the master server, and that is where all the control commands come from. And we know that the ComServe has a SQL database and also a MongoDB in the backend, which get automatically installed while you're installing the ComServe package. And no need to buy separate licenses for the SQL server and the MongoDB. Your Commvault license entitles you to use these two databases in the backend. What we have also seen is in our previous classes, the moment we add a disk library, automatically something called as a ComServe DR backup gets created, and ComServe starts backing up its own configuration to the disk library or the storage pool that gets created on top of the disk library. Okay. Now, even though the ComServe gets backed up, we have seen that there are many customer environments wherein the backup window is very small and operations sometimes run 24/7, even the backup jobs. So, if a ComServe machine fails, the physical server or the virtual machine on which the ComServe is running, if that fails, then trying to bring up the ComServe from the DR backup is going to take a lot of time. And that time, many customers cannot afford to lose. That is the reason why this concept of standby ComServe came into picture, wherein while we create our first ComServe or the master server, in parallel, we can create as many standby ComServes as we want. There is no restriction from Commvault. There is no additional licensing also. And these standby ComServes can be there on a physical machine, on virtual machine. It can be there in the same network. It can be there in a separate network. It should just be reachable. That's all. Okay. It can be there on-prem. It can be there on cloud. So it doesn't matter. So I have seen customers having 6 to 7 standby ComServes for a single primary ComServe. Okay. and they spread it across their network so that even the backup operations are running uninterrupted even during failures of the primary COMServe. Because if COMServe fails, uh, it will impact your all your backup jobs and restore jobs. So hence this is the most critical component and it needs to be protected very well, and you can create any number of standby COMServes. Okay. Now what happens in the backend is while the primary COMServe is running, it's healthy. In the backend, whatever transactions are being committed or written to the backend database, the SQL Server or the MongoDB, and you set up a standby COMServe, at least one, these backend databases start getting replicated to the standby COMServes databases. Okay. And we also get another tool which will allow us to do something called as COMServe failover. Okay. And using that tool, we can check the status of the standby COMServe replication between primary and any number of standbys. We can even test through that tool if the standby COMServe is reachable, and you before failover you can actually test it and then also perform the actual failover. So all these things after the initial setup can be completely automated. Okay. But in order to create standby COMServe, there are certain prerequisites that you have to complete on the primary, and only then you can start creating your standby COMServes. So today we are going to learn that. Okay, what are the prerequisites that you have to complete on the primary COMServe, post which you can start creating any number of standby COMServes. Okay, any questions on this? Any questions? Any doubts? No? Okay. So I will stop sharing now and we'll go to Bhanu's lab. Bhanu, can you please share your screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're setting up one more Windows
One more
machine, right?
VM, sir. First time.
Okay. So in the meanwhile, can you go back to our primary COMServe?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what are the prerequisites we have to do in order to create standby? We have to create
Have to second instance.
yes. So let me explain that also. So can you show how to create that instance too? So just follow what Bhanu is trying to do very carefully. See, we all know that databases have instances, right? And even though you have installed the software only once, you can have multiple database instances running on the same machine. Do you all agree with this? Do you all understand this concept? Yes? No? It's like creating multiple logical databases inside a single operating system. Okay. So, for example, if you have installed PostgreDB software on, let us say, Red Hat Enterprise Linux operating system, I can create multiple database instances on that same OS machine. Similarly, if you would have installed Oracle on any machine, you can create multiple instances. Similarly, SQL. So what we are going to do now here is exactly the same. When we installed our Commvault software the very first time on this machine, it automatically created the first instance. But in order for us now to create standby master servers, we have to create new instance and have that replicated with the standby machines. Okay, and we will see exactly how to do that. Yeah, go ahead, Manu. So yes, Kavya, you had a question.
No,
No?
sir, no.
Okay. So the way we create the another instance is again going to the same setup file using which we had done the primary installation, and we run that setup as an administrator so that we don't have any problems with user rights while running it. Select the language, say I agree, and then install packages. And here you have to select the same version. So
Great.
how to select the version? 11.32. Okay, next. And here we say the last option C, install ComServe failover. Okay. The moment you select that fourth option, it will allow us to create the other instance and set up standby ComServes. Okay. Now click on next. So if you see here now the path, earlier content store only was created. C colon program files, Commvault, content store. But now since we are saying that we want to set up standby ComServe, content store 2 is getting created. Okay, this is where the second instance is going to be installed. Yes, click on next now. So see the components that are getting installed. File system core, so that the files can be backed up and replicated. High availability computing and MS SQL agent. So the backend SQL Server database is going to get replicated from one machine to another machine. Okay. And that's how you can set up a standby ComServe. Okay, go ahead, click on next. Many a times in production environments, the machine will not be connected to internet, and hence you have to create this package separately and then come and do the installation. Okay, or you have to download the package in the software cache and then do the installation. In the meanwhile, Bhanu is finishing off the setup of Windows 2019 because we need to do the Commvault software installation here as well. So he's going to copy the package into this machine after the OS installation and then install some of the Commvault software packages here as well to set this machine up as a standby ComServe. Installing VMware tools. Yeah. While this is getting restarted, our ComServe installation for the standby instance will get completed shortly. Yeah. Copy this package. Mhm. Firewall. You have to switch off or disable the firewall.
Sir.
Yeah, it's off. Just try to access the network share from here. C dollar, C dollar network share. Yeah. Go to run.
One second, sir.
Oh, you got it. Okay. So here, so you have to extract the package. Yeah, and start the installation. This is on the new machine, which we want to configure as standby. Next. 32. 128. Yeah.
The new standard machine will be have the same name along
No,
allies, or
no,
it will be
no.
totally different.
Can be completely different.
Okay,
Doesn't
and still
matter.
it will be able to remember the catalog.
That is what we are configuring right now. All the catalog information is going to get replicated in the backend using SQL log replication.
Okay,
Okay, so we will see that now.
yeah, no problem. Thank you.
So here we'll do advanced. We'll select ComServe, and then under ComServe, there is one more option called ComServe failover. So you have to remember to select this when you're especially installing for standby ComServe. Okay. And
We'll
yeah,
first install the console, sir. Then after we'll install the failover.
yeah, okay. Whatever is comfortable with you, you can do
Yeah,
that. Yeah. Now go back to the primary.
it's completed.
Yeah. So here you have to give the name of the second instance. So you see the client name, automatically it has taken whatever is the original name of the com serve underscore two. Okay, it's automatically taken that. And anyways, the host name remains the same. Okay, So we are installing the second instance of Commvault here. So you can keep this as default. If you want to change it, you can change, no problem. Yeah. Click on next. So here it is asking what is the primary ComServe hostname or IP address. Okay. Since we do not have a DNS in the environment, we will go with the IP address of the primary ComServe instance 1. Okay. The first instance which we installed. Okay. Enter it. Click on next. So how do you want to authenticate? So we can enter the credentials. If single sign-on or any other auth code is there, we can do that also. This is to access the uh, all the backend database catalog, everything of the primary ComServe instance 1. So once again, let me repeat what we did and what is the concept behind it. On the same primary ComServe machine, once we first did the installation, the instance 1 or the default instance was automatically created. Now we are trying to create a standby ComServe, which is on another machine. But before we do that, on the primary machine itself, on the primary master server, on the primary ComServe, we have to create a second instance. So that is what we have completed right now. Okay. Yes, click on finish. Once you do this, we will see another tool getting installed under Commvault called as Commvault Process Manager, but in bracket you will see failover. Okay, there is a failover assistant. See, this got installed once you install the second instance. Now click on that. Okay, here you can see the host name remains the same, but the client name is underscore 2, what we gave at the time of this second instance installation. And you see the instance name, it says instance 002. That means this is the second instance. And it is also giving you the version, the path where the second instance has been installed. Okay. And in the top, all the other tabs are similar to that of the original process manager. But now you get another tab in the end called as the failover. On the top, you see in this window this failover assistant. But now we have not configured the standby yet. So we are not going to see the other machine here yet. So what we have to do now is we have to go and finish certain steps in the second machine which we want as the standby console. So we are, yes, go ahead and complete the installation here. Use local path for DR backup. Okay, can you go back to the primary console? Yes, go back to the Commvault console. Expand client computers. Go to control panel. Yeah, see there, instance 2 got added. Same machine name underscore 2, whatever we gave. Okay. And you see in the right hand side, the host name for both these are the same, the instance 1 and the instance 2. Okay. The host name column on the right hand side, detailed window, you can see it is the same for instance 1 and instance 2. So this is an indication that the second one is instance 2 and will be used for replication to standby com serves. And one more reason why this has been done is because while the replication is happening in the backend, it should not impact the operations of the primary com serve. Okay, whatever you're trying to do, like creating new jobs, doing backups, doing restores, configuring new clients, upgrading software, all these kinds of operations, whatever you're doing, they should not get impacted while the backend replication to standby is happening. So that is the reason why instance 2 needs to be created so that replication is also happening seamlessly while you are performing your production activities. Okay. Can we go to the second machine? This is going to take some time. In the meanwhile, in the primary ComServe, can we go to control panel? Yeah. Click on that ComServe Live Sync. So you can enable ComServe Live Sync once you see the other uh, standby machines here. Okay. But for that, we have to complete the installation on the standby machine. Click on connectivity tab. So if it is in a different network, you can communicate to the standby using a network gateway or a proxy, and that proxy can be installed anywhere. And yeah, you can even manually select it, or you just say use existing configuration. Yeah. And go to the next tab, synchronization schedule. So here you see default every 15 minutes it will replicate data between the com serves. And then under alerts, you can configure an alert for any primary to standby replication related issues or events. Click on the advanced button in the bottom. So here you can monitor the various backend databases which are getting replicated. So you can see here already ComServe, its backend databases, the workflow engine, everything is already getting monitored. If you want to monitor the MongoDB and the cache database also, you can add it to that list. But that is going to add more load onto the replication pipeline, data pipeline, and it should be done only if necessary. You can click on cancel and cancel this also. Let us complete the other steps and then we'll come back here. Yes. Yeah, we need to reboot once. Praveen, I understand why you asked the question about ComServe name. In NetBackup, there is a limitation. The FQDN of the standby master server has to be the same where you're restoring, right?
Exactly same.
Yes. And uh, if it is not the same, the catalog restore will not work in
True,
NetBackup.
true.
And that's one of the major limitations of NetBackup, because in the same network, you can rarely have different machines with the same FQDN. And this is not a problem with Commvault. In Commvault, in the same network, you can have multiple standby with different host names, different IP addresses, doesn't matter, still it is going to work. And you will see now. So now what we're doing is the base package of the ComServe has been installed. Now we are going to install only the failover
No, sir, still
component.
not done.
Right. You have selected the failover component.
No, sir, only console.
Okay. This is going to take time. Yeah, I forgot. This is important. Um, for standby, it can be in a different time zone. It need not be in the same time zone as that of your primary. Okay. It will automatically adjust the log date and time when it's on standby. So I have seen customers have standby com serves in completely different geographical locations as well. So that is not a challenge with Commvault. Yeah, select a folder for DR backup. Unfortunately, there is no way we can expedite this installation process. If you have more memory and more CPU, it will be faster. But if that is not the case, it is going to take time. Anu, can you check the task manager once? Yeah, downloading is completed. Now it's getting installed on the machine. We're almost done. Kindly bear with us for a few more minutes. Anu, we could have created a package and installed it here, no? Then it would not download all the time.
Ah, sir.
So we can use the setup file.
This is 42. 40.
Yeah, we can use this to create packages so that wait.
Ah,
Go
sir.
back. Download
Only
the
Windows.
Microsoft SQL also. Yeah. Next. Full media kit. Yes. Have to select a folder inside. So the next time we are doing a lab and doing an installation, we don't have to wait for the downloads. Okay, go back. Shall we continue tomorrow from here?
Hmm. We can, sir.
How about everyone?
And I can just pause the mission so we can continue from.
No, the thumbs up is for continue or thumbs up is for pausing and
Sir, we can continue tomorrow, sir.
okay. Saptashi, Kavya,
Same,
continue.
will continue.
We'll continue. Okay, okay, great.
Thank you, sir.
There's download happening there also.
Mhm.
So we can continue tomorrow, right? Should we leave?
Uh, I think we should because this is unnecessarily going to take everyone's time. Nothing productive. Bhanu, let this complete, and after this
Okay, sir.
completes, you pause the VM and keep. Okay. Then
Mhm.
we will start.
You want me to install the second instance as well, sir, or you want me to
No,
just
no, no.
pause the server?
We once this downloading is complete, you
Hmm.
pause the VM.
Okay, sir.
Wait, Praveen is also come back. Praveen, we'll continue tomorrow because this
Oh,
is unnecessary waste of time because we have to just
Okay,
keep
okay.
watching it download. So we will pick it up from here, and we will go through the configuration of the standby ComServe tomorrow.
Sure, sure, no problem.
Okay?
Actually, I got one call from office. That was when I have to drop and join the call.
Right, right, right. No problem. Okay. So we'll all catch up tomorrow again.
Yeah,
And
sure.
hopefully our lab should also be ready, so it should be much faster than this.
Yes. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Sure.
Take care, boys and girls. See you
Okay.
tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Take
Thank you,
care.
Thank
sir.
you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Good
Thank,
night.
Good night, sir.
good
Thank you,
night,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Bhanu.